Greetings viewers, it is I, Jablotus, back again to gift you with this video. Today I will be doing many things such as expanding power production and killing all the vanilla bosses in the game. Buckle in. Firstly, I wanted to honor my trusty steed with a dutiful name, Divine Supreme Leader Henry. And then, I was back to the mines because I burned through resources like the Chinese economy, so I was out of iron once again. However, I did finally find a chest monster which is actually called a mimic. Cringe. This isn't Cold War zombies though, I'm still calling it a chest monster. Upon its death, it gifted me with an item magnet. Yay. With resources renewed, I got grinding through the power mod. I am going to create infinite power with magmators and lava interdimensionally transported from the nether. But first, I need to make some energy and ender cells for wireless power. Where am I to put all this though? Well, time to further complicate my Viet Cong tunnel system for more three-dimensional volume. I kept the theme of slate and archwood because although I may seem crazy, I am still organized and proper color themes itch my brain in a nice way. Surprise surprise, I got bored and distracted with this and I wanted the infinity construction wand, which means I need to kill the wither. Fortunately, this was easier than Johnny Sins getting a one-night stand because of the Rune of Renewing spellbook, which was basically infinity health glitch in real life, and the wither had withered away with a few clicks of my mouse. Yay, infinity wand time. This will make constructing constructions magnitude simpler, which means it's time to get back on the grind. After finishing the walls and ceilings, this is the final product. The first level down will be any apotheosis and enchanting things for making gear. The next level down will be power and industrial machines. With that done, it is time to make unlimited power to carry me through mid-game with this hose and ender tank setup. Back in the base, I will have all my magmators under the ender tank sipping off its life-giving juices, and oh yay, I finally have proper power. I am going to need a lot of energized steel, and this hopper setup makes it quite efficient. Oh, and would you guess, I am out of iron again. I really need an iron farm. This is getting ridiculous. As you may have noticed in the caves, my jetpack is quite depressed and has non-existent levels of dopamine, so I am making the player transmitter with the binding card to bind my dopamine production with the jetpacks to make it not depressed anywhere in the world. Yay. However, there was a small issue. I messed up making the pulley system in the nether and forgot to force load the chunks, and it was also right on chunk borders, so I had to move it. When I was leaving I saw this vibrating in the ceiling, but then I remembered I'm too poor to mine it, so I need to get my money up first. I want to explore more, and oh wow, I actually teleported right by a bastion for a second time. What are the odds? This Eye of Sauron is hilariously handy, and these floating marshmallow squids die at my very gaze. Get pounded noob LMAO. Upon closer examination of the piglin's possessions, I found this ring that gives me fire immunity. This is a massive dub. I also found this lovely sword with the loot piñata enchantment, which is kinda overpowered. After making quick work of the piglin population and not finding much else of any significance, I made like JFK and headed out. Anywho, back to grinding out a basic power setup and upgrading my magmators. Here it is. 6 hardened magmators making a buttload of energy from the infinite lava supply. Now I am going to remake my energizing orb setup with the upgrading rods for future expansions within the power mod. With power done, it is time for the time that you all have been waiting for. I am going to clap the warden's cheeks. On my way to the city, however, I found this cryomancer tower and more crystal children to abduct, yay, as well as some ice. I will need this to automate ice production with seeds. Time to show this wannabe Frozone what freedom tastes like. However, it seemed that he has mastered the ways of quantum tunneling and phased out of this plane of existence. Even after watching the footage back, I still genuinely don't know where he went. Anywho, I am right on top of the city now, so I need to traverse the subterranean terrain to locate its whereabouts. Wow, that was really easy. Now I just need to find some althemodium in the walls or ceiling. I'm sure this won't be a challenge at all. Flying around and looting, I thought I was going insane because there was no althemodium to be found anywhere around this city, only a couple of diamonds here and there. Oh dear, it would appear my carelessness has summoned the dreaded warden. I am just shivering all of my timbers right now. Just kidding, I do not give two flying flapjacks about the warden cuz I am become death, so I'll just chill and organize my inventory. Hee, this is going to be fun. It feels like I just got a fresh cellmate in prison, time to bust his cheeks. Okay, not gonna lie, this guy low-key packing a punch and doing some numbers on me, but it do not matter. LMAO, what a blueberry, thanks for the free althemodium as a quest reward to killing you. Now time to find those blasted althemodium smithing templates, and oh hey, that was easy. Time to pleasure the clay with my brush and go rub 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 rub. Oh yes, more please, rub 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 rub. Thank you Mr. Clay for your template. Am I a smithing template prostitute in this situation if I do the rubbings in exchange for their currency in the form of smithing templates? Perhaps so. Now that is finished, I am going to start to try and get some better gear, which means I need a full apotheosis gem and reforging table setup. With the upgraded table, I am going to use some previously acquired god-forged pearls to create a legendary axe to smite any and all enemies in my path. However, to make a truly formidable weapon, I need some good enchantments, including mending. So, it is time to mind-numbingly spam the reroll trades button until said desired enchantment appears on the screen. Oh yay! Now I just need an unholy quantity of emeralds to acquire such books, which is where this stone mason will be quite helpful. Now it is time to make a yummy fortune 3 pickaxe to randomly multiply the income of raw ores, and I will upgrade it to netherite because swag. With fortune 3 acquired and using the 1 althemodium ingot I got from the quest book, I made a sight charm and returned once more to the ancient city. I, in fact, was not being stupid, and there was actually 0 althemodium in the entire place. What the HE double hockey sticks. To take my mind off such misfortunes, I started creating a mob farm using this exploding chicken's rotten egg to make cursed dirt. Using the mob grinding utils, mob fans and mob crusher, I set up this room with an absorption hopper for collecting items and XP and connected it to a barrel with a diamond stack upgrade and an experience crystal. This mob farm was not sufficient for all mobs, however. I was running dangerously low on blaze rods, which I will need a lot of, so I created the loot fabricator and simulation chamber to make mob drops out of literally nothing. Now into the nether I go to collect a blaze data model and kill dozens of his friends to upgrade the proficiency of the data model for better output. Many grueling tens of minutes later, I settled upon the advanced model because it was boring as heck killing that many blazes. Another issue I encountered was storage space within my refined storage module. So, I started to grind out all the parts to make the 64K storage part, so I will be fine on storage for the foreseeable future. However, I ran out of quartz to make silicon. What an L. Back to the nether, I guess. At least during my adventures I stumbled across yet another bastion. This was a stables bastion, however, so there was booty cheeks loot inside of it. So, I got bored quickly and just decided to go back home. At least now I can finally make the final 16K storage part to finish the chunky 64K part. Now there is almost enough space to store the size of my balls in there. Anywho, the next objective is to go to the end and end the Ender Dragon by putting its life to an end. It took me quite a while to dig around and find the dang stronghold, but I eventually did, and wow, would you look at that, a zero-eye portal that is inconvenient. At least I have a waystone. I freaking love these things. Okay, now it is real gamer hours. Yeah, so basically I have two brain cells and they are both inside my butt right now. To make it worse, I rushed back to the end. With no blocks. So I had to slowly and painfully kill myself and reflect on my mistakes as I slowly drifted into the void. Okay, now I will actually do something smart and make a teleporting grave key so I can get my stuff back easily. With my brain now fully locked in, it's time to put the hurt on this dragon. With the dragon unalived, it was time to get that 5 Michelin star, premium grade good end island loot. But first, I must continue my child kidnapping spree, but this time it's preborn. The egg must be stolen because I am going to use it for a nice omelette later. Anywho, time to hop into this ominous portal to no particular location in general. There was no interesting things of interest by spawn except for this apotheosis boss that spawned nearby. Hendrix blessed me well with a legendary chestplate that was, as the kids would put it, goat with the sauce. Like I'm actually going to be going crazy, stupid, sicko mode with these kind of buffs. Flying around some more, I found this vague looking structure and I genuinely had no idea what it was. Then I saw some of the blocks were from the Cataclysm mod and I low-key pooped my pants. I had no idea what this monstrosity was, but it looked not nice, and holy wowie, this thing does a lot of damage even with my top tier armor. As with all combat in Minecraft though, it was extremely easy to cheese this fight because the sword I got had a really good life steal perk on it, and so I would simply hit it a few times and be back to full health. Poor guy lasted about as long as me with your mom. Here we are back to the typical looting shenanigans and getting the elytra, which is actually as useful as a stick of butter to me, but oh well, I'll grab it anyway. There was this golden hook curio that increased XP from killing mobs, so that was pretty nice actually. And perhaps one of the best items besides my chest plate from this looting adventure was this legendary netherite pickaxe that my CPU binary goblins bestowed upon me. That was about it however. So I started back on my previous project of making a god killer axe by first making it legendary in the reforging table, then using a second librarian villager traded my way up to Vorpal 7, so now I can do hundreds of damage in one hit. Here it is, my Leech 4, Sharpness 5, Vorpal 7 axe with all the apotheosis affixes and a +9 damage gem. Time to test it out. I was lazy and didn't feel like going underground to fight the Wither. That was a horrible mistake, this thing just kept flying up. It was infuriating because my jetpack was barely able to maintain appropriate vertical velocity to be within melee range. Eventually we hit a sort of border and I hit blood with the boom bam skibbity pop gayat and it was dead. I'm not sure what to use this nether star on though, but I'll figure it out. Anywho, that will be sufficient for the content of today's narrated film. Bye bye.